How is everyone's week 4 going? Hopefully, really well. I've been really excited to see how consistent people have been. I know a few people have missed a day or two in logging, and that's gotten them down. But jump right back on. Even if you missed 1 or 2 days of putting your points in, still jump on the bandwagon and keep going. And let's see how many points you can accumulate. Today's video is all about seasoning. It's a question we get pretty often, we meaning Lindsay and I, about how do you season your food, how do you season your proteins and your veggies. And so we're going to spend a couple minutes sharing with you some of the things we do, and then I want you to comment below, uh, your favorite ways of seasoning your vegetables and your protein. So just for starters, we do use some pre-made seasonings, but for the most part, over the years, I've just kind of come up with my own uh, kind of recipe, if you will, of a seasoning that we enjoy quite a bit. It is a mixture, and I'll put this in the comments below on Facebook, but it's a mixture of black pepper, salt, garlic, um, chili powder, and oregano. And so for us, we use that pretty frequently. It's kind of our go-to seasoning. Now, as far as some of our pre-made stuff, there's a couple of things to think about when you get pre-made, um, meaning something like this, a pre-made mix, is you do want to be mindful of some of the different ingredients, primarily the amount of sodium that is in it or the amount of salt um, per serving size, and also some of the sugar. So with something like this is Weber's dry rub. This is a brown sugar rub. I really like this on chicken primarily, and also on pork. I'm not personally overly concerned with the 2 carbohydrates that you're going to get per tablespoon of this product, primarily because 1 tablespoon is quite a bit of seasoning, and so that's going to last you over a big piece of meat. So maybe you get 2 carbs for 4 to 5 ounces of meat, give or take, depending on how much seasoning you use. So I'm not overly concerned. It's more the sodium that I'm worried about. We want to keep those sodium numbers down, and some pre-made seasonings have a ton of sodium. But all the Weber products we really do like. You can kind of check them out. They got a lot of different flavors based on what you want. A new one that I've been playing with is right here. What is that called? Chickalika Bam Bam by Fire and Smoke. With this, what I like about it is there's no sugar added to it. This is salt, white pepper, black pepper, cayenne, thyme, paprika, some mustard seed, and this one is gluten free, but to me it's delicious. It is a little spicy. I really like it, and the sodium is pretty low in this. Okay, so I do like this. I think that this goes a long way on your food. They do have some other products out there. I have not tried them, so I can't say that I like them or dislike them. Anyhow, next up is the Old Faithful Old Bay. I really don't care about any of the nutritional sides of this. This is just something our family has used forever, and I assume your family as well. And this is great for seafood. It says you can use poultry and meat and beef, but for us, I always use it on seafood. For the most part, it has no carbohydrates, so no added sugar. But this is celery salt, red pepper, black pepper, paprika in there. So pretty solid stuff. And then I do like this brand. It's Fiesta, and this is the Season It All. And what I do is after I'm done with this actually has a mixture of what my homemade recipe is. But this Season It All, and then they have a fajita seasoning that's pretty solid. The fajita seasoning and the Season It All are a little higher in sodium, but they're both 0 added sugar. So there's a little bit of a trade-off there. I have in the past diluted down the sodium content by adding in more chili powder, more black pepper, more garlic to cut out on the granulars of salt per serving size, which would cut down on the sodium. So those are the really our go-tos when it comes to seasoning proteins. When it comes to seasoning vegetables, we don't use seasoning on our vegetables. And I know that is maybe like a shock to some folks, but several maybe a year or so ago, we just kind of quit doing it, and then we've just kind of stuck with it. So for us, we actually all of our vegetables, whether they're cooked or raw, without any real seasoning on it. Occasionally on our sweet potatoes or white potatoes, we'll add some of our homemade seasoning to it, but for the most part, we just eat our vegetables unseasoned. Now, last but not least, because we're out of it, we also do use a lemon pepper seasoning for our chicken, and that's pretty high up our list. It's one of our favorite flavors to use, but we're all out of it right now, so I actually forgot to mention it. I was just kind of looking across and realizing I didn't. So in the comments below, leave your favorite way to season your proteins and your vegetables during food prep, and maybe not even just food prep, but even for your homemade meals.